You have my curiosity. Now you have my attention.
Claire, I'm not standing here asking you to marry me. I'm just asking you not to marry him.
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
We're fighting an army of robots. And I have a bow and arrow.
It's the Al Travis Show. We've got him, Senator Aric Putnam, on the program with us. And happy Independence Day, my friend.
Thanks. Same to you, Al.
Appreciate it. I don't know if we want to declare it back to normal, because I don't know. Hopefully it's back to the new normal and things will change and get better. But I think we got to get back to the regular act of talking smack on the radio. You good with that?
Oh, sure. I mean, we got to get back to work. I don't know about normal, but we got to get back to work.
Well, hopefully it's changed. Hopefully it's a new normal, because around here, we ask our senators and representatives strange and unusual questions to start things. Are you ready to play?
As strange as it gets. Bring it on.
One meal for the rest of your life. What would it be? He looks off to the side, pondering. People got to watch this show on the Facebook. You're like,
well, it's tough. So I'm a freak for the noodle. I love the carb. I'm a big fan of carbs, as my belly will attest. So I would probably go for some sort of like linguine and clam experience. I think that probably, but it's what do you want, or could you tolerate eating for forever? Those are two different questions.
This is the Rorschach test that we're doing. I'll find out where you're at. I would think for you, I just take the Olive Garden for life. Just work yourself through all the pastas. You can change this any way you want.
That would be Noodle Central for me, which would be
what is that? There's a noodle restaurant. We went to one of the Noodles R Us or something. There's okay. Yeah.
Well, so you asked it, you got to answer it too. What's your food for forever?
Well, I asked the same question to all of you this week, so I've answered it a half dozen times. I'm really kind of a hamburger guy, and only because you can do stuff with it. Sometimes you want a hamburger with mayo on it. Next time I'll have with some cheese on it. A little barbecue sauce can't go wrong. My point is I can mix it up a little bit, keep it going, and a good French fry. Give me the basket, and I could live with that the rest of my life.
I know we were supposed to return to controversy and deep politics, but I'm gonna have to say you persuaded me, and I almost kind of agree with you again. We've got to stop doing that.
Here's the one. I don't remember who said it. One of the guys on earlier this week. Oh, it was Karan. Because he was a hamburger guy too, and I convinced him, okay, you got options. He goes, why wouldn't we just go for the steak, right? The better hamburger. Why don't you just go for the steak? And he said, here's why. Because unless you go to a really great steak place and you know it'll be good, you're cooking at home. 50% of the time, it's overdone. It's not done right. It never tastes the same. Steaks go wrong. Hamburgers don't. Sorry.
I think that's fair. That's fair.
Any chance the hamburger people in the world want to sponsor the program? Give me a call. All right. We got to get back to work. Yeah. Tell me what happens here. If the big, beautiful bill is supposed to be done by Independence Day, so today or tomorrow, if this big, beautiful bill gets done, guys on your side have said, wait a minute, that's going to cost us $400 million in this and another $500,000. All this money that's going to cost the state of Minnesota. Maybe not. I don't have any idea. I haven't read the thing. But let's say it does. You guys just a month ago got done balancing a budget. And it took you guys a little extra time to do it. I mean, let's be honest, it wasn't easy. Do you have to come back and find, let's say it's $1 billion, $1 billion. Let's say you're off by $1 billion. Do you have to come back and fix that problem?
I don't think that we're constitutionally obligated or budgetarily obligated to, but I think we are as public servants obligated to, because people are going to get screwed by the big fat ugly thing. That's what I like to call it, big fat ugly thing.
It's just a name. Just call it names.
If that happens, not only is our debt going to increase by $3 trillion, but we're also going to have actual services not available. So I don't think we're constitutionally obligated to make up money in our budget that we already did, but I think that we will come back to make up for the harm that the bill is causing.
Okay, let me ask you this, because you get back in January anyway, right? I mean, you're coming back, you could do it then, but it's bonding time, and who wants to mess that up with this other stuff? But, and how long? That's 6 months from now. So we're only talking 6 months away. If the governor, and he was talking about coming back and fixing this bad boy before the shootings and all that happened, he now, I can't imagine, calls a special session before we have a special election to fill the Hortman seat, because the House has now changed. It's not tied anymore. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't get what he wants. Sounds so harsh, but if you're going to do this political game, he has to wait till a special election and then have the special session. And aren't you to January by then?
I've been hearing, when we were kind of becoming resigned to a special section in May,
Mm.
I'd heard even then that we should probably plan on coming back in October, because of not just the passing of bills at the federal level, but becoming clearer about the kind of economic consequences of some of those bills. I don't think we're
Okay.
really going to know what's up and who's getting hurt how for another couple months, in any way that's
Okay.
clear enough for us to do anything about it. So I'd
Okay.
heard that we should probably assume that we were likely to come back in early October if things were going to be as crappy as we'd heard they were going to be.
All right, just see how what you get done in 3 months. Let's say you pass something, nothing changes until you get back in January. The timing seems weird, but let me ask you this, and maybe you know, maybe you don't. Representative Hortman's seat. As I've read, it was hers the rest of her life as long as she wanted. People love this woman. Is it a blue seat, or is it a Hortman seat? And do the Republicans think, okay, she's gone, we have a shot. Let's spend tons of money and let's really be bad people and put nasty ads on like we like to do, and we're all back to normal from 2 years ago. Give me the rundown. Do you have any idea about the Hortman seat?
My understanding is that she kind of made it a blue seat,
That's what I heard.
right?
I did.
That it was kind of neck and neck until she took it over and was awesome in it, but now it's reliably so. So
Okay.
I think there's probably a pretty good chance that I think there's actually a really good chance that it stays DFL, but that doesn't mean that you know how it is with
Oh,
the tie. Everyone's going to throw everything at everything. Everything's a Hail Mary
yeah.
when you're in a situation like this. We
But
did that
that's
in
the
the
bad
movie.
news for us. That's the bad news for us because really, if this was solid blue, there's no reason to fight. We might have the ability to keep Republicans, my team, from saying, "Hey, let's not go negative here. Let's keep this positive." But if this is neck and neck and it changes the entire way the House goes, I can't guarantee you those people that make money to win the races that they're not going to go negative. That bothers me.
I think you're right. I think they're also going to be doing a lot of crap testing. Throwing poop against the wall to see what fits because we have another election next year. So I
Yeah.
think that there's a good chance that that's going to be part of what's going on too, which also is not great.
Here's the Shannon Watson move. I steal it from her
Oh
because
yeah.
it's genius. She said in the perfect world, someone in that district would stand up and say, "I'm running for Hortman's seat, but I will not rerun next year.
Hmm.
I will literally, I'm pledging my honor and firstborn son that I will not run the next year." And then the Republicans and independents say, okay, let's just get through this. We'll go do this like regular. She sits there. No Republican, no independent gets in. They can start piling up their ammo for the regular run in 2026. I love that idea. I don't think it'll ever happen.
I do too. And I think you're right. But I think that would be the classy thing to do is to
Yeah.
just stick with the way things are, kind of take is it a mulligan? Is that what that is? What's a mulligan? I don't
Well,
play
yeah,
golf.
Mulligan's, well, we call it a breakfast ball where I'm from. The golf term, yes, it's taking a shot. You hit one bad, just hit a mulligan, doesn't count. We call it a breakfast ball, the first tee.
Whatever you call it. I think I think that would be the classy thing to do, but
It is going to
you know,
happen.
it is politics.
Yeah.
Class is not really our jam. It's not really something
Yeah.
we do. We don't teach
Yeah.
it when we don't do it, and we don't show it.
Even with what happened, that drives me a little crazy. I want to go to break quick. I want to leave this at what you to think about on the other side. I believe up until the funeral, I thought of all the people out, and again, there's 201 legislators, and you talk the governor's side. I don't know everybody. I don't friends everybody. I do the best I can. But of all the people I do like and share in X and Facebook with, I saw to a T not one of the Republicans or the Democrats make any political hay out of what happened. Nothing said except I hope you're better, and it was wonderful up to the funeral. I got to be honest. I don't think it's going to happen for the election, but up till now, it's gone pretty well. And then I want to say I was highly disappointed. I wanted your side and the other side that the president and vice president showed up. And I want to talk about it. I think they can show up when you're sending out photos of you being there. It's a whole nother thing, and I wish they hadn't. I want to talk to you about it on the other side. He's Senator Aric Putnam.
Dust from gravel roads and driveways does more than make your car dirty inside and out. It gets down into your lungs, and it's bad for your health. Now there's an environmentally friendly solution for your dust problems. It's called Dust Lock. Dust Lock can control all your summer dust problems with just one application. Protect your vehicle and your lungs. Learn more at dustlock.com.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters brings you its most popular show of all time, Grease. You'll hear all your favorite hits from the Broadway musical and the movie. Join the whole gang at Rydell High. We'll sing, we'll dance, we'll bring you back to high school life in the 50s. Poodle skirts, bobby socks, the soda shop, and drive-in movies. Grease! It'll rock your socks off. Order your tickets today. Visit chanhassendt.com.
Easily offended? The Al Travis Show is not for you. The Al Travis Show. All sides are welcome.
Big alert here. I presume I'm going to be told I'm wrong because I can be. I got a goofy feeling about this. I was very thrilled with the way all my friends acted up to the funeral. I wasn't thrilled when I saw the photos of Biden and Kamala at the funeral. And I think my feeling here is, and it has a lot to do with my dad's funeral was Sunday and who came and who didn't. And I kind of have this thing that, when do I go to a funeral if someone I know dies? Do I ever think I would have been invited to Independence Day barbecue at their house? Were we at least that tight? I mean, family and friends, obviously. I don't know how, I've heard they didn't know the Hortmans at all. But when you have the cachet of them that you got to come with extra stuff and extra people and extra guards, it's got to be tough for them to go anywhere. So maybe they were all right, altruistic. I just want to be there for the kids, and it'll show the kids how much your mother meant. I could see that, but then hold back in the photos. Say, take your selfie, but guess what? Hold on to them for a month. Let's not make this about that. It just seemed ishy. Is that okay? Can I have an ishy feeling? And it's like, it's a mixed bag for me. Maybe I'm completely nuts, but it seemed like that's the most political thing out of all of it.
I don't think you're completely nuts. I mean, I will say with the specific example, I don't know if you know this, but when Biden visited John Hoffman in the hospital, he got on his knees and he prayed with him for 40 minutes. Like, that's pretty cool.
It is, and we shouldn't know about that. That's my point. Yeah, don't take the photo, don't do it. I'm not, nothing they did was wrong. I'm not saying that. It's just ishy for me. If he'd just done that, and we're talking to John, a couple months from, he sat there and prayed with me, man, I'd tear up and say, great guy. the fact that the photo, I don't know why that bothers me. And I hope it bothers, it's the Oprah Winfrey thing. When she started giving out cars on TV, you got a car, you got a car. She's like, oh, aren't you the greatest? She gives cars to people. Yeah, if she did it on the side and went down the street and handed them out and didn't ask somebody to take a video of it and put it on TV and then replay the thing, that's giving. You know what I'm saying? It's the Oprah Winfrey thing. It bothered me a little bit. I might be wrong.
You know,
I could
again, like I don't think you're. So I didn't go to the funeral, and that's part of it was because I had a lot of stuff to do in town, but also like I'm not really a big funeral dude in the first place, and I liked Melissa. She was my friend. But like you're saying, she wasn't a family member. Yeah. And there's something about things like this. I think your ish comes from the spectacle of it. Yeah. Like it's a spectacle. Yeah. And part of that can be healing, but for me personally, it's not. So
and funerals are for who's left, and that's cool. The other thing I will say, and I don't know who sets up funerals, right? I mean, we did it for my dad and put these flowers over here, and it looked like every Lutheran funeral ever. I mean, it was what it was. But you're sitting there saying, her and her husband and her dog were going to be there. I was fascinated to see how you're going to pull that off. It was class act. That whole photo, it was like, I don't know who does that crap for a living, but boy, they knocked it out of the park. It was beautiful. It wasn't overdone. It was, so I mean, there was some really cool stuff there too. And I turned it on to see what it looked like because I was like, what are you giving the dog? I was really wondering. It was beautiful. Just quite frankly, it was beautiful. So throw that up. The whole funeral was, by the way. The music, everything, they did a nice job. I'm sorry if I shouldn't have said that. It bothered me. And
no, I understand where you're coming from. I do. And to a certain extent, like I said, I kind of share a little bit of that because I don't feel good about the spectacle about it.
All right. Let's talk some work. Y'all got some laws going into effect, and I'm not sure they're good. We kind of find these things out. Anyone over 12 or having it have a permit now, a driver's license for watercraft. I get that, but it's like 12 to 41. At 41, if you're over 41, you're still fine. It's either it is or it isn't, right? Because most 41-year-olds own them, so that's why you don't want to go after the boat owners. I get it. So now we're going to have this permitting process. Does it make us safer, or is it a money grab?
You know, with a lot of those things, I'm going to have to go with both. I think the answer is often both.
I don't think you're wrong, because if it's good for the goose, good for the gander. It's the other one. If you're a place of entertainment, you're required to provide free water or let attendees have factory-owned sealed water bottles if your event's with 100 or more. Because you don't want to be making people buy $10 bottles of water when it's really hot. Mm-hmm. But if you're a venue at 99, your people can pass out a heat stroke. We're going to gouge you. If it's good for the goose, good for the gander. You know what I'm saying? It's back to...
So here's the populist to me, right? I think part of that is that it's targeting these massive, ginormous corporate kind of events, and it doesn't want to hit the small mom and pop people who are having just 100 people together. That's my hope.
But yeah, I get it. But I bet, well, there are only 99 of you, so you can pass out and die. I don't care. Okay, that's the number. And the last one, I don't think this makes us safer. I want to keep talking about it because I don't think people know it yet. Motorcycles are allowed to lane split and lane filter, and that's two different things. You got to watch a video on it. I don't completely understand it. Basically, they can zoom down the middle if they want to. And, that's good safety. I think we really helped the roads got safer that way.
So I rode a motorcycle for a long time, actually, and I still want to get another one, but my roommate won't let me. But one of these days I'm going to get another bike because I love it. And I rode for a while in my 20s. And when I rode, lane splitting was legal. Like all that stuff was legal back when I was riding in California. And there's a thing about motorcycles can accelerate much faster than cars can. Yep. They're much more dynamic, much more mobile. Yep. I did that a lot because I lived in a place with horrible traffic, and I'm still here. Which again, I know is not an argument for safety, but what I'm saying is I don't think it's the end of the world on the safety front either.
It doesn't, but then this should, and you get on whoever's with it, get on the advertising. They should be putting ads on flipping all day, every day until people know it. Hard enough to see a cycle when you're used to them having to be a lane behind you. Now they're on your back door, and that's just whoopee fine. I'm just saying I didn't see that one coming. Did we discuss that, you and I, at all before that got passed?
No, I actually don't know where that came through either.
It started yesterday, and I'm like, man, you think I would have brought that up at some time that I read it earlier. I didn't know what was happening. My point is they should be advertising the living heck out of that so that drivers know, and what does that mean? And it's supposed to be only if you're going under 25 miles an hour, and I'm like, now you got to decide how fast I'm going, and he can go. It's a whole thing. And again, I don't know if it makes it safer. I don't care. Motorcycles do you. But I think we got to let the drivers know because it's true. They can drive like that now, people. If you're driving down the road right now and a motorcycle's doing that, he's okay. Not breaking
I
law.
think you're right.
Okay, good. Get him to advertise here. Senator Putnam, love having you on the program. Thanks for being here, my friend. I really do appreciate you.
My friend. Take care. See you next week.
Happy Independence Day.
Yeah, you too. You too.
Thanks.
If it's your turn to host